Okay, now go.
Hello and welcome to Introduction to Jetpack. I'm Michelle Butcher and I'm the presenter. How familiar are any of you with Jetpack? How many of you use Jetpack? Jetpack is a WordPress plugin for self-hosted WordPress sites that gives you the power of WordPress.com, but for your self-hosted site. It's many different actual little plugins all combined into one. And how to use it for the self-hosted? You go into the plugin area and type in for search, do Jetpack. Then as soon as it says ask to install it, activate it, and then you will log in with your WordPress.com username and password. If you don't have one, it's very easy. Just go to WordPress.com, say you want to join. We're going to go through the different areas of Jetpack, how it is if you were to pull it up on your dashboard. The first one, and sometimes the most important one that people use, is WordPress.com stats. Because everyone is very into how many people are coming to my site and how can I get more visitors. The stats are automatically enabled once you activate the Jetpack to WordPress.com. There's no additional setup needed. You just hit configure and you're golden. For the WordPress stats configuration, there is different things you can do to change it up. If you have more users than just yourself on it, you can set it to where just the administrator sees the stats, or the administrator and all the different styles of users. Now, a lot of people wonder about this crazy little smiley face. There is a smiley face hidden on your WordPress site with the stats. If you want to, you can click the button and make it go away. It will not change the stats on your self-hosted site. This is actually a picture of my personal site. You can tell from March of 12 to March 13, I didn't do all that much with it. But I've since started working on it more, and it attracts more visitors. Next up is notifications. You can monitor and manage your site's activity with the notifications in your WordPress dashboard toolbar. At the top right corner, you'll notice how it's opened up for notifications. This will tell you for if people have put a comment on your site, have replied to other comments on your site. Next up is publicize. I take it Tom really likes publicize.
That's the best one.
It is a social media's lover's dream. Publicize takes all the social media sites into one little area, and every time you hit publish, it will send out messages to each of the sites, except for LinkedIn business pages. Connecting to the social media sites are just as easy as click add new or connect. You can actually have more than one Facebook or Facebook page, one more Twitter account, and more Google Plus accounts than just one to run them as. You can also change the settings for publicize in the post or page editor. For that, if you say, I want to just do a more personal page, I don't really care if people know about it or read it, you can take the settings off. Or if you're wanting to do more of a Twitter push, you can set it for just Twitter. You can also change the custom message to say, instead of the site title's name and in your permalink, you can do, come look at me, www.bazinga.com. Next up, you can give your readers the ability to comment on your site using Jetpack comments. You can connect to them by using your WordPress.com Gravatar, your Twitter account, or your Facebook accounts. And then they have also added Google to the accounts for logging into comments. Once you have it configured, All the reader has to do is type their comment, put in their email and name, which is required, and then also if they have a website. The website is not required for them to leave a comment. Once they leave the comment, they can go back and click on if they want to subscribe to the blog or get emails for further comments. Onto that, there's next is subscriptions. You can subscribe. Readers can subscribe to your blog at any time just by going to the little box and putting in their email. This is what the readers will see on the website. Typically, this is in a widget, which will be on typically one of the sides in the header or in the footer. And all they will have to do is just type in their email and hit subscribe. Once they do subscribe, they will get a confirmation email similar to this. Definitely in the configuration, make sure you leave it to double opt-in confirmation of subscriptions. It saves you more for having people who really want to read your site to be able to read your site. And it takes away from the chance of people thinking your site is scamming them, because they have to agree in an email that they want to receive your blog before they do. Next, we live in a very on-the-go society. When I went to the Chicago WordCamp, I did a live blog. And with that, I used another plugin to let me live blog from the actual dashboard. Now you can post by email, which makes life very much easier. In the dashboard, you can click it to give you a specific email address that you will send your post to. What I have done is I've saved this email address in my contacts so I can be anywhere on my cell phone, on my iPad, anything. Type the email and it can publicize straight to my site. If you have more than one user on your account to blog, you can set up separate email addresses for each person as long as they have separate accounts. If you have 3 people using the same user account, you can only have one email address. Yes, Tom?
I didn't know if we were supposed to ask questions, but
you can.
How does it work with the formatting? So have you posted from here, and does the formatting stay, or is it better to? I mean, you need to go back and tweak it?
It is the default format to whatever your theme is.
Oh, okay.
It'll just be pretty much if you went on the dashboard, went to add new post, and you just typed and didn't change anything.
Images, it supports images, all that?
Yes, you can attach images into your email.
Excellent.
If you do just one image, it'll do it as a feature image. If you do more than one image, it'll make it into a gallery.
I haven't used that in a long time, but when I used it before, it didn't format right. So that's why I was just asking, because I haven't used it since.
The bugs are getting less on it.
Okay.
That is for sure. And when you do it, the subject line will be your post's title. And then the body is its contents. Next up is carousel. Many people love pictures on their sites. One thing carousel will do is take all the pictures and make a full screen slideshow of your pictures. You can set the carousel to be white background or black. Unfortunately, those are the only 2 colors they have. Setting the carousel is very easy. You go into the add new images and the post or page editor. You upload your pictures via either the drag and drop or use the WordPress uploader. And then you click on Make Gallery, and it does it pretty much for you. You can also show the metadata of your pictures in the carousel when available. It more depends on if your theme will allow it. Next up, ever since the birth of Facebook, There's likes everywhere. Everybody wants everyone else to like their stuff. Now, WordPress gives you a way to like just the blog or a blog post. This is an example of a like bar at the end of a post. You'll see the many different pictures on it. That's each person's gravatar. The gravatar is pretty much like an online business card for it can have your different social media accounts, your different websites, all in one little area. You can also turn on your like posts, an account, through posting or through the whole site. You can make it to show likes and show the sharing buttons as well. Next up is you want your readers to be able to share your posts. That's kind of the reason why we all make websites, is to get our information out there. This is one of the best sharing tools out there for WordPress. It's very, very user-friendly. The services that are supported through sharing is Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, Google+, Pinterest, Dig, StumbleUpon, Reddit, Pocket, LinkedIn, email, and print. There's also Press This, but it's for multi-site networks. Did you have something?
What's a multi-site network?
That is when you have many different sites all connected into one, like parent site and 3 or 4 children's sites.
Okay.
And adding the different sharing enabled services is very easy. You go into the settings of dashboard and you just pick the ones you want and drag them into the area down here to the preview. You can pick whether you want it to say like the Facebook and Twitter, or you can switch it where it's just the symbols. Or you can have it as both.
Are those customizable? I can't remember. I think those are fixed, aren't they? Or is there another plugin? That
No,
they have?
you can customize them.
I think it's another Jetpack or some other third-party plug. I think.
Genesis does have them as well, where you can change them. It's actually fonts that you will change instead of the actual buttons. In fact, I just talked about this. Do you remember that website I sent you to?
Which one?
For changing it to make the icons different for like Twitter and
Oh, yeah, yeah.
what's the name of that website?
It's okay. I'm just curious.
Font awesome.
Next up is spelling and grammar. All of us sometimes will slip up with spelling and grammar in talk and in type. Jetpack gives you different aids to help you, kind of like the editor for your Microsoft Office or Apple Pages. The proofreading feature checks for spelling errors, misused words, grammar, and style. Some of the greatest thing of it is it shows you in color code of what you messed up with. The misused words and spelling errors are red, grammar mistakes are in green, and style suggestions are in blue. Next up is WordPress. With a monthly subscription, WordPress plugin will back up your site's content, themes, and plugins in real time. They also perform regular security scans and common threats and attacks. WordPress is a good one and all to keep the sites secure.
What is it? Never mind.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, what does it cost? But there you go.
The costs range anywhere from $5 a month to $40 a month, depending on your site's needs. I actually just started the Lite last night because I wanted to test it out and see for myself how much I will like it. So far, not so bad. Next up is OmniSearch. Sometimes you want to find something in the back end of your site. Now on the front end, your WordPress dashboard already has a little search box that you can use to search things. But sometimes things like to play hide and seek in code. And OmniSearch will help you find that. As I spoke before on the gravatars, being the business cards of online. When you have your like pages, or you can also have it set in a widget on the side of your site, you can have hover cards. What that is when a reader takes their cursor onto a picture, it will blow up the gravatar and give out the person's information that they have stored. Here's an example of a gravatar hover card open. It'll have the name, where they are, a little blurb about them, and then you can click to see more information about the person.
And that's all pulling from Gravatar from the WordPress.com when you set that up, or from the Gravatar, right?
Yes. And here's how you would change the settings for the gravatar. You can choose to either have it open up or just on the picture where you'd have to click it. Next is content forms. Everyone necessarily does not like to have their email or personal information out, but they want to have a chance for their readers to contact them or interact with them. So instead of saying, my email is abc@johndoe.com, you make up a contact form to put on your page. And you can add a contact form on any post or page within your WordPress site. And to get started, you just click on the Add a Contact Form right above your kitchen sink.
I did not know that.
Then a pop-up will appear, and then you can edit your form. By default, it has name, email, and then the text box area. You can change it to say, I want them to give me a phone number, I want them to give me a web address, anything, sky's the limit on making a web form. Another great photo feature is tiled galleries. This is for when you want to put a bunch of pictures on your site, but you don't want to have a carousel. There's 3 different ways you can do your galleries. You can do a multi-size tiled gallery. You can do it all in squares or in circles.
Where do you see this being used at? The home page?
You can actually use it on any page. A lot of places do it for photo galleries.
Okay.
Like a photographer site might have like the circles for a wedding page, and squares for family, and even a tiled for children's pictures to showcase them. You can only do one style per gallery, but each page can have its own different style of galleries. And building the gallery is easy. You do that again through the Insert Media page, and it's pretty much pick the pictures, tell how you want them to lay it out. Once you pick the pictures that you want in there, you can switch them around to say what line you want them in.
Now these are static. These are not rotating. They won't pull from other images.
No.
Okay.
As I said before, we all like to have the little widgets on our site. You can change which visits you want on which page. Like your home page, a lot of people doesn't want a really busy home page, but wants the features on the other pages. And one issue since the making of Twitter is, how do we shorten long permalinks? At 160 characters for Twitter, it's not very easy to do a 100-character permalink and say what you want to say at the same time. The WP.me short links takes your permalink and shortens it down to make it easier for sharing. It's very easy to use for Facebook and Twitter with the character counts. All you will do is you will click on the Get Short link right underneath of the permalinks, and it will pop this up, and you just copy paste wherever you want to use the permalink.
Are those customizable? Can you brand those for specific things, or that they have to be wp.me? I mean, can you do anything else with those from a branding standpoint?
It will always start out as wp.me. Since Google Plus has been growing in popularity, WordPress decided to take advantage of that as well. You can connect your Google Plus profile to your self-hosted WordPress site and vice versa. Once this, you can display your post, but this below your post, and it will link back to your Google profile button. And then when you go to your Google profile, there will also be a link back to your blog. For connecting to the site, it's just as simple as click and signing in as you would on your Google Plus page. As soon as you do it on WordPress, it takes care of the Google Plus site to link back to your blog.
Does it also link business like pages as well, or just personal pages?
It will link either depending on what your login is. There are some people out there who like to code. I'm not really one of them. For those who do like to code, there's custom CSS. And this lets you customize anything on the back end you want without having to modify your theme.
Anything within Jetpack or anything within?
Anything within WordPress.
Okay.
It will give you the ability to add or replace items on your theme, all while supplying the syntax, coloring, auto annotation, and immediate feedback of the validity of the CSS you're writing. So when you're typing it out, if it says this is broken for your code, it will let you know before you try to post it.
How's this different than the built-in one that WordPress already has?
That I am not for sure about.
But I'm guessing this would override that one. Probably. Okay.
And next is, if you don't like to code, Jetpack will give you shortcode embeds to use. And this you can use to put YouTube videos, slide shares, and many other things onto your site without codes. These are some of the codes that that they use. And I just put these on here just for if you want to download the slides later to have a copy of them. Most everyone now has a smartphone, an iPad, a tablet, something. And a lot of us nowadays use more mobile devices to be on the internet than a regular traditional desktop or laptop. And so many sites, if not responsive, need to be. And a mobile theme will help, on Jetpack will help your theme to be more responsive. To see it in action, though, you have to visit your site from a smartphone or a tablet. It will not show you your mobile theme on your desktop or laptop.
How many times have you found that it breaks the website?
It doesn't break. Oh, sorry.
It depends on the theme. I've seen some that as soon as you hit mobile theme, it goes kablooey.
How do you fix that?
Take it out. Disable it.
Disable the mobile theme.
Okay.
And I haven't seen it work. I mean, it's if you stick with a known theme, it works really well. But if you do any type of customization to it at all, it doesn't. It really doesn't format right. I mean, so it's one of those things where when you build WordPress, you really need to go in and do everything first, test it, and then you go back in and have someone like Kevin or yourself then customize it. Because if you've done it any type of CSS changes. I personally haven't had any good luck with it so far. Have you?
On that, I use Genesis themes, and all of those for my own have worked.
And they're already responsive too, most
Mhm.
of those.
But I have seen some that as soon as you click the mobile, it goes, no. For configuring the mobile themes, it is very easy. It makes it a little customizable, where you can just show little blurbs of your post, or you can show the whole thing like a normal site would. Next is Markdown. It's another non-coders love. This is actually one of the more newer things of Jetpack. It is a normal text to HTML coder. It lets you can do your posts in more common language, and then it will translate it over to an HTML code. Another thing Jetpack does is called Beautiful Math. It lets you use a latex markup language to put mathematical equations on your site. That is more for more science-based websites or university-style math centers. The latex code on your post is very easy once you get to know it. It's like, for example, you can pretty much write the code and then it turns into this mathematical equation down here.
7.
I knew you would know that. I knew it.
Sometimes you find yourself just needing more widgets than what WordPress gives you. Jetpack gives you extra sidebar widgets to add at your leisure.
Do you use that functionality?
Yes, I do.
I didn't know. I hardly ever do that.
I actually use the Gravatar profile on one of them. I use the Twitter timeline, and one of my sites has the RSS link to it because I haven't switched it over to the feed burner yet. Sometimes you just get very sad when you get to the end of a post. Infinite scroll gives you the ability to pretty much take your website and make it infinite by putting your post after post after post after post. The only way to do this, though, is if the theme supports it. Most of them I have seen do not. But it's just a one-click button to set it if it does. Like on my theme, the option's not available because my theme does not support it.
Does it give you a list of supported themes for Jetpack? I mean, do they give a list out and say, hey, these Jetpack works best with this?
It does work best with the WordPress.com themes that you can go through your WordPress dashboard. Nobody likes a slow loading site. It doesn't matter the reason why, we don't like them. We want the site to load in milliseconds. Photon gives your WordPress site a boost. And it will load your images and content faster.
How does it do that?
I really haven't dug that deep into it. What it does is it makes
Cache? Is it like a caching tool?
Sorry, forgot the word. It uses the cache to hold your pictures on WordPress.com and for it to make it load easier.
Do you use that one too?
It's an automatic. Once you install Jetpack, it's on there.
Can you clear the cache on WordPress.com if you need to?
I've never had to do that.
Okay.
You definitely would have to for development.
Oh, yeah.
For a lot of usernames and passwords, you try to have different username and or at least different password for all your accounts. Some of us have like 4,736 accounts. If you want to more centralize your logins, you can use single sign-on, which uses your WordPress.com login instead of having your own WordPress self-hosted login. So you can use the same, if you run multi-sites, you can have the same login for all of them.
Okay.
That is connected to your
That
Jetpack.
makes sense.
Is you can have more than one site connected to your WordPress.com account. Sometimes crashes go kablooey. I broke mine twice a couple of weeks ago and was down for one time about 6 hours and one time about 30 minutes. Monitor will monitor your site and send you emails if ever you do go down. I learned this is a handy feature when using a very small server, which I'm no longer on. These are the typical email addresses and subjects that Jetpack will send you your emails to. This up here is the email address from, and this would be your subjects. We never want to see the top two. We like to see the bottom one.
Who's doing the monitoring?
WordPress.com, automatic.
Okay.
This is one I have to say I'm just now learning about. You can allow your applications to go, yes, to access your content through the cloud using JSON API.
That's actually kind of cool because if you're developing a whole platform off your WordPress site, then you can give that out for other things to integrate with it. That could be, I bet that's how some of the third-party apps work for the point of sales and stuff like that. Or if they utilize that plugin.
It will allow your applications and services to securely connect to your blog and allow them to use content in new ways and offer your site new functionality, which point of sale would be a very good one for that. The developers can use the WordPress.com's OAuth 2 authentication, which is a two-step authentication system, and the REST API to manage the access to your contact site. So it still keeps your site safe while letting others into it. With the further development of WordPress, they now have a mobile app for Apple and Android users. I personally have it on my iPad, and I think I use my iPad more now to write posts than my laptop. It also will give you notifications sent to your Apple or Android device to let you know that you've got comments waiting for approval and things of that nature. The user will have to download the app from either the Google Play Store or the App Store, and they will have to add the Jetpack enabled blog to the app. Next, you'll want to, a lot of times you like to share your public posts through search engines. The enabled distribution does that for you. It will share, as soon as you publish your post, it shares your content with Google and Bing and the other search companies to get your information out there. What it uses is a WordPress.com fire hose. That's pretty much their information superhighway. Last up, we all like to watch the kitty videos and the children playing videos for the friends of ours that blog. VideoPress gives you the ability to upload videos easily to your WordPress site, but it is a subscription service. It requires a WordPress.com account with an active VideoPress subscription.
Is it worth it? Or is it just better to get a third-party plugin?
I have not uploaded any videos yet, so I can't say either one on it. If you do upload a lot of videos, it would be best to get a subscription, because then you also have the Jetpack backing you up on them. What the VideoPress can do is it can give you unlimited video link up to a gig in size, which
It's crazy.
depending on your length and how you record it depends on how big a size the file is. It will give you unlimited bandwidth for your streaming videos. It will upload and share your video straight from your mobile device if you want to upload it. Like, you can take a video with your iPhone and upload it straight to your WordPress site. And you can share them anywhere on in the internet with your VideoPress. The videos will inherit your privacy settings if you have privacy settings set on your blog. And it also supports many different types of MP4s, which makes it easier for uploading as well. This concludes my introduction to Jetpack. I hope you all have enjoyed it and learned something about Jetpack with it. I want to thank you all for coming.
Excellent job, Michelle. Excellent.